Possible effects of radio frequency electromagnetic field exposure on central nervous system, biomolecules and therapeutics, Korean Society of Applied Pharmacology, Ju Hwan Kim, Jin Ko Lee, and Hak Rim Kim. This article was published in 2019. This is volume 27, chapter 3, page 265 through 262 through 275 of Biomolecules and Therapeutics from Seoul, Korea. Abstract. Technological advances of mankind through the development of electrical and communication technologies have resulted in the exposure to artificial electromagnetic fields. Technological growth is expected to continue. As such, the amount of EMF exposure will continue to increase steadily. In particular, the use time of smartphones that have become a necessity for modern people is steadily increasing. Social concerns and interest in the impact on the cranial nervous system are increased when considering the area where the mobile phone is used. However, before discussing possible effects of radio frequency electromagnetic field (RF-EMF) on the human body, several factors must be investigated about the influence of electromagnetic frequencies at the level of research using in vitro or animal models. Scientific studies on the mechanism of biological effects are also required. It has been found that RF-EMF can induce changes in central nervous system's nerve cells, including neuronal cell apoptosis, that's cell death, changes in the function of the nerve myelin and ion channels. Furthermore, RF-EMF acts as a stress source in living creatures. The possible biological effects of RF-EMF exposure have not yet been proven, and there are insufficient data on biological hazards to provide a clear answer to possible health risks. Therefore, it is necessary to study the biological response to RF-EMF in consideration of the comprehensive exposure with regard to the use of various devices by individuals. In this review, we summarize the possible biological effects of RF-EMF exposure. Keywords are electromagnetic field, radio frequency, brain, central nervous system, stress, and neuron. Introduction. There is a constant geomagnetic field on the surface of the planet as solar wind generated from the sun meets with the inside of the earth. Therefore, all life on earth is always living in the presence of an electromagnetic field, EMF, Hollenbach and Herndon, 2001. With the development of science and technology, artificial electromagnetic waves have been generated on Earth, and the German physicist Heinrich Hertz experimentally discovered electromagnetic radiation and confirmed the existence of EMF in the ecosystem. With the progress of science and technology, many electronic devices have been invented and used. Therefore, we have easily been exposed to the created artificial electromagnetic waves in our daily life. Especially, explosive use of various electronic devices in modern society has inevitably led to increase continuously the chances of electromagnetic wave exposure. The development of wireless communication technologies such as computers and smartphones have become a necessity for modern people. As a consequence, all living things on Earth are experiencing environmental changes and are being exposed to artificial electromagnetic waves which have not been experienced before. The effect of electromagnetic waves on living creatures has been controversial due to studies with contradicting results. However, in 2011, since the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, designated people RF-EMFs as Group 2B, that is, possibly carcinogenic to humans, the social anxiety about electromagnetic exposure has increased. Bon et al. 2011. Considering the fact that most people, including young children, use mobile phones in Korea, the possibility of exposure to a considerable amount of electromagnetic waves exists all around us. Therefore, social interest in the impact on RF-EMF exposure has been greatly increased. Langer et al. 2017. There are many controversies regarding RF-EMF exposure, but many of the studies have focused on cancer. Morgan et al. 2015. Genetic damage. Kim et al. 2008. Rudiger 2009. Neurological disease. Jian et al. 2016. Kim et al. 2017b. Reproductive disorders. Falzone et al. 2011. Alton et al. 2018. Immune dysfunction. Kazemi et al. 2015, Otani et al. 2015, kidney damage, Kaibulu et al. 2016, Turetti et al. 2017, as well as electromagnetic hypersensitivity, Gruber et al. 2018, and cognitive effects, Sun et al. 2018. However, the possible biological effects of exposure to RF EMF have not been proven, and there are insufficient data on the biological hazards to provide a clear answer to possible health risks. Thus, the vague fear for the many unknown effects of RF EMF exposure is expressed as ungrounded negative effects not only to the scientific community but also to the general public. In addition, scientific data published by various researchers have been contradictory in their outcome. In particular, detailed information regarding the mechanism of biological effect by RF EMFs has not been elucidated clearly. Recent studies show that RF EMFs emitted by cellular phones are absorbed into the brain to a degree that can affect neuronal activity. Klein-Logo et al. 2008, Young et al. 2015, Jiang et al. 2016. In addition, the thermal effects of RF EMFs suggest the possibility of affecting neuronal activity by temperature generated by mobile phones. Wainwright 2000, White et al. 2018. Therefore, there is a need for scientifically proven information on the effects of increasing exposure to RF EMFs on nerve cells, including neural development, function, and cognitive functions. Calventi et al. 2016, Burks et al. 2017. However, many studies on the possible influence of electromagnetic waves on neurons have recently been conducted with great interest, but there are conflicting results according to the experimental conditions, and there is still much to be studied to gain a basic understanding. Therefore, this paper summarizes the recent studies on the suggested possible biological effects of exposure to RF EMFs. Figure 1. Electromagnetic fields in our life. Electromagnetic waves can be classified into extremely low frequency ELF, EMF, RF, EMF, and microwave radiation depending on the wavelength range. Generally, ELF, EMF frequencies in the range of 3 to 3000 Hz are generated from the electronics and electric wires used in homes and workplaces. ELF, EMF is also emitted from the high voltage power lines that transmit electricity from the power plant to the areas where electricity is used. Barr et al. 2000. RF-EMF range from 100 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz, which generates an electromagnetic field that propagates through space when a radio frequency current is supplied to an antenna. IC NIRP 1998, Kukurachi et al. 2013. RF EMF is emitted from devices such as mobile phones, Wi-Fi systems, satellite communication systems, radio, TV stations, and interactive radios. Many of these wireless communication devices are increasingly used in human life. Figure 2. When using electronic devices, mobile phones, computers, microwave ovens, etc., essentially electromagnetic waves are generated. These waves can be absorbed by human or animal bodies. The specific absorption rate, SAR, is a numerical expression of these absorbed waves. SAR refers to the amount of radio wave energy absorbed in unit mass of human body, 1 kilogram or 1 gram. Units are watts over kilogram or milliwatts over gram. Electromagnetic waves emitted by mobile phones are of high frequency, thus capable of body temperature increase. Such heat reactions are expressed quantitatively by SAR. SAR is specific absorption rate by the body. Because RF EMFs can penetrate into the body and cause vibration of charged or polar molecules inside, it is critical to human health and safety. National Radio Research Agency has released SAR standards of SAR-related international organizations and major countries with related matters. The current emission standard of Republic of Korea for cell phone is 1.6 watts per kilogram, averaged over 1 gram of tissue. But the IEE and ICNIRP standard are 2.0 watts per kilogram, averaged over 10 grams of tissue. So the second one would be a safer standard. The latter would be a safer standard. However, a safety standard of 1.6 watts was this safety standard of 1.6 watts per kilogram was set 50 times stricter than the possible expected hazard level. Effects of EMF on cancer. Previously, epidemiological studies have been done whether children with chronic exposure to ELF, EMF, or RF EMF develop childhood leukemia, and in adults, brain tumors and leukemia may occur. Legiao et al. 2002, Swerdlow et al. 2011. Although there were some uncertainties, both epidemiological studies found that there is unlikely to be a material increase in risk of adult brain tumors or childhood leukemia resulting from the exposure to either ELF, EMF, or RF-EMF. In addition, other studies have not found a direct evidence for the increase of the incidence of childhood leukemia due to ELF-EMF exposure. Kleinerman et al., 1997, Leitgeb, 2011, Jurek,